Hi everyone, this is Donny Lowy from Closeoutexplosion.com. Hope you're doing well. Today I'd like to tell you about the Shoe Market of the Americas trade show. It's known as SMOTA, S-M-O-T-A. It's a wholesale trade show that brings together wholesale suppliers of shoes, manufacturers, distributors, wholesale buyers. It's open to retailers, to boutiques, to flea market vendors, eBay sellers, provided you're a shoe reseller or a reseller looking at buying and selling shoes. I definitely recommend that you go to the show. The show is located in Miami. They set up 3 times a year at the Miami Airport Convention Center, which is known as MAC, M-A-C-C, and at the DoubleTree Miami Mart Airport Hotel. It showcases a wide range of wholesale shoe designers, wholesale shoe vendors, wholesale shoe manufacturers. There's definitely some really good opportunities. As far as the accommodations, you could stay by there are many hotels you could stay nearby. You might consider staying in Fort Lauderdale. The prices to fly in and the hotel rooms can be relatively lower priced. Now, the reason why this wholesale shoe trade show is so popular is because, as you may know, it can be hard to locate all the individual wholesale shoe suppliers in the market. You can, of course, set up an account directly with 9 West, Steve Madden, with Calvin Klein to buy shoes from them, but then you're going to be paying the full wholesale shoe price. Now, you can go to the wholesale trade show. You can actually sometimes find the brand names themselves there, and instead of just setting up a wholesale account and paying the full wholesale price, you can inquire about buying any excess merchandise that they have, any shoes that they have left over from a previous season. You might be able to get some store return shoes which are in very good condition. And on the other end of the spectrum, you can find some really good deals from wholesale shoe importers who manufacture their shoes in Asia or in other places. It's very important for another reason to visit the wholesale shoe trade show, because this we can see the shoes in person. You might be very well familiar with shoes made by Calvin Klein or 9 West or Coach or Rampage or Guess, but it's another thing altogether to look at shoes made by a generic label or by a private label. And you might also find some really good deals by boutique labels, even though the wholesale price of those shoes can be more expensive than the price charged by a large wholesale manufacturer or by a well-known wholesale shoe distributor that focuses on brand names such as 9 West, like the names we've mentioned so far. So the boutique shoe brands are more expensive, but the advantage is that once you have them, you'll be able to distinguish your store or warehouse from your competitors, because you might be the only seller of that brand in your area or even in your country. Especially if you find a shoe supplier or a shoe vendor who is introducing a new brand and you can get in early and buy that brand, then you could definitely outflank your competition, because you might even be able to get the exclusive rights to sell that shoe in your city, your state, or your country. So I definitely recommend you go there in person. I know you can do a lot of deals over the phone. You could definitely do a lot of deals online, but there's nothing like visiting meeting someone face to face and getting to see what it is to have in person. I always encourage my customers to come to my warehouse in New York. You're definitely welcome to visit my warehouse in New York. It's definitely a great way to make a deal when you can negotiate in person. And also, when you go visit someone in person, whether it's at this trade show, at the Shoe Market of the Americas show, or at someone's warehouse, you'll be able to see different merchandise that the wholesaler themselves might not have thought about, because they might not have realized that that would be a good fit for your clients. But once you see that merchandise, you can negotiate over it, and hopefully you can go ahead and you can make a purchase and get some really good deals on it. Another advantage of going to the Shoe Market of the Americas trade show is that once you're there, you can make offers for the shoes that they have there in person. So in other words, let's say there's a wholesale shoe company, we're going to call them American Wholesale Shoes, and they've brought 500 pairs of shoes to the show to show it to prospective buyers. Now they've placed a lot of orders for the shoes, and now the show is over and they have 200 pairs of shoes left. They're going to have to take them back with them to the warehouse. And let's say their regular wholesale price is $20 a pair for those shoes, but they know it's going to cost them money to bring the shoes back. It might cost them $2 a pair to bring the shoes back. You might have to send them by UPS or rent a truck. So what you're going to do at that point is make them an offer for those shoes below the regular wholesale price. You might even be able to offer them $10 a pair for those shoes. And since they're going to want to recover some of the money that they have spent in setting up at that show and bringing the shoes there and paying for their booth and renting the space, paying their workers, they might be happy just have some money from that show. So if you make them a reasonable offer, you might be able to buy those shoes from them. If $10, for example, is not the offer they're looking for, ask them what the offer is. And of course, be a good negotiator. And if you have to wait until the last minute of the show to make them an offer, you might even look for wholesalers who didn't seem very busy during the show. They might be more predisposed to making you a really good deal than a wholesaler who did a lot of business during the show. And on the other hand, a wholesaler who did do a lot of business on the show might see your purchase as an extra bonus, and they might also give you a good deal for that reason. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you ever do come to New York, you're welcome to visit my warehouse. My website is closeoutexplosion.com. Have a great day.